It's a very, very great pleasure and indeed a privilege to be here this morning listening to a lecture which was named after me. On the whole, I haven't had many lectures named after me, but I've given a lot of lectures in my own time. I would like to thank Brenda very much for really giving us such a stimulating lecture on themes that really do matter. And they matter to me as much now in old age as they mattered to me in my youth. Indeed, I haven't really changed my fundamental feelings about these subjects of access, interactivity, and really getting people together. I haven't changed my views on those matters at all. I thought it would be interesting, however, in just a few minutes at my disposal, just to go right back to the beginning of COL, because I was the chairman of the committee which brought COL into existence. And I would very much like to remember Sonny Ramphal and all that he did in the Commonwealth at that time to push across the idea of a Commonwealth of learning which would really work in the future. We ended up that meeting, our meetings, by producing what was called a Memorandum of Understanding. It's a wonderful phrase, a Memorandum of Understanding. It was really describing what the relationships of governments would be to each other in the Commonwealth when the Commonwealth of Learning was set up. And I now feel that instead of a memorandum of understanding, we need a kind of testimony of understanding based upon the experiences that we've had. For all of us, this is a very remarkable morning. I think for half of you, this is your first visit to London. And that seems to me to be a very remarkable thing in itself. Paper, we can't do without it. On the whole, I like to do without it when I'm speaking myself. But on the other hand, I can't do without paper in an internet world. And also, I don't think that we can do without thinking of travel. We still do like to travel. It may become so expensive that it will be impossible to do it at some point in the future. But travel continues in a world where we exchange experiences and knowledge in so many other different ways. And I think we learn an immense amount from travel. I've learned more of it, more as a historian through travel than I've learned in any other way. I'd like to feel that it's also important, as the 3-year report of the Commonwealth of Learning on Education and Development put it, it's also important, I think, to go back to our roots. I think our roots do matter in a world where, as my friend rightly said in response, corporate institutions do have so much power. Our individual and our social roots, they matter to us. However much we travel, however different our experiences may be, the roots are important. I think I would just like to end by saying that to me, this is a special occasion for a different reason. Because in fact, I am an external graduate of the University of London. How I came to be so is a long story in itself, and I haven't got time to tell it. But perhaps I should just say that the subject that I graduated in way back in the very early years of the war, before I went into the army, I graduated in economics. Now, economics has changed as much as technology in the approach to it over the years since. And I think my degree in economics now would be nowhere near as good as Brenda's degree in economics. But I'm still deeply interested in the relationship between the political economy of the questions that we're concerned with and the objectives that we're seeking to achieve. I'm proud to be an external student of London, and I'm very glad it's going through a phase where it's developed in such an important way, in cooperation, I think, with the experience of the Open University. The Open University and the Commonwealth of Learning do share the same roots. But you, through your life and work in your own countries, which is what matters, really have brought a widening of experience and knowledge. And I'm quite sure college is in good hands, and it will continue in the future, as in the past, really to stand for the things that really matter in a changing world, not only of technology, but of almost everything else. Thank you very much.